NRHA means, as a person who works in frontier New Mexico on a very isolated location, that there's a group of people from all over the country that I have an opportunity to work with to make sure I'm doing things well and thinking through things correctly, that I'm not in isolation of other thoughts about rural health and how to provide it and make sure people have access to quality health care.
Why do you attend NRHA events?
I attend NRHA events mostly to learn and hopefully add to the rural health discussion. Even after 34 years of working in rural health, I still feel like a novice. There's always something to learn, always more to do, more to think about. And NRHA provides a great platform for discussing a broad range of health issues that are not specific to either conditions or particular aspects of the healthcare system, but they address all aspects of rural health, which I think is a really critical perspective.
Great. What would you tell me if I were considering participating in a conference at NRHA for the first time?
I'd say network a lot. NRHA provides a great opportunity at the exhibit halls and in social settings to meet other people who do what you do, your peers, and again, gives you a chance to connect with other people that are doing the same thing you are. In addition, I would suggest that you attend conference sessions that are outside of your immediate expertise so that you can get a context perspective on rural health and how you might fit into the broader picture.
Great. How has NRHA influenced the work that you do?
Well, having done this with NRHA now for 30 years, there's been a lot of influence over time. It's allowed me to see aspects of rural health services that I think are desirable for communities, but also it's allowed me to see things that I would do differently and have done differently as a result of attending NRHA meetings and conferences or receiving information. So it's provided me, I guess, a real broad spectrum of information from which I could pick and choose what things might work best in the communities that I serve.
Great. What do you see as the biggest issue facing rural health today?
Well, I think the provision of health services in rural areas as it relates to the payment system in healthcare is a square peg in a round hole. I don't think that the market method in which we pay for healthcare, in other words, a production-based payment system, is conducive to either health or the health of rural health services. I don't think, by definition, rural communities have the potential to deliver high-volume services, and that's what the definition of success is in the current payment system. So I think we struggle in rural healthcare on how to blend what our community really needs in terms of healthcare and providing volume healthcare, which is how many patients we see. We ask that question every day as opposed to how many people got better today. And I think the payment system ought to support the latter more than the former.
How do you see NRHA currently helping resolve that issue?
Well, again, I think the Rural Health Congress, these meetings, the ability to sit down with peers and other leaders in rural healthcare gives you the opportunity to share that message or your message and get that agenda on the table, at least discussed. It provides a broader forum than either a state-based effort at policy change and gives us an entree into a more national approach to decision making. And even though a particular issue may or may not be addressed ultimately, it does, I think, the conversation and the discussion changes the way people look at things.